Consult a physician before performing this or any exercise program. This is especially important for people with medical conditions like high blood pressure, heart disease, and diabetes. It is your responsibility to evaluate your own medical and physical condition and to determine whether to perform or adapt any of the exercises in this program. If you have symptoms like weakness, lightheadedness or dizziness, chest pain or pressure, nausea, or shortness of breath, stop and consult your healthcare provider. The audio content of the exercise programs is copyrighted. Reproduction in any format or medium is prohibited unless you receive written permission from BlindAlive, LLC. If you would like to skip the introductory material in this workout, please move to approximately 3 minutes into the file.
BlindAlive. Hi, this is Eyes Free Fitness Strengthened for Balance. This is our beginner balance program. I am Mel Scott, and I'm going to walk you through a beginning balance routine. I put emphasis on the word beginning because we need to begin with an inside awareness of our still point and where balance is in our body. And then secondly, we need to strengthen the muscles in our legs and feet that hold us up. These muscles are meant to hold us up, and they can't hold us up if they aren't strong. So we're going to begin our balance workout with strengthening our lower body. And we're going to start with some leg exercises and feet exercises that you will be able to do on your own. Once you've learned them, you'll be able to do them by yourself in front of your favorite TV show, or listening to your favorite radio station, or waiting for food to cook. You can use these exercises anytime when it works for you. So listen to this, and we'll go through all the exercises, and if you stick with it, before too long, you're going to be able to stand on one foot and show off for all of your friends. And the next level will be talking about standing on one foot and beginning that process so that it's nice and slow and safe. And that's what we want to be. Slow and safe and deliberate in our exercises. Let's bring that awareness into our bodies and find that still point. Balance is about stillness, and we can't find that balance until we learn where the stillness lies within us. So let's get to it. First, I want you to locate a sturdy object. It can be a chair that the back is high enough so that when you're standing up strong and straight and tall, your elbows can be down by your sides and your hands can hold on to that with a posture of having relaxed shoulders. You want your shoulders to be back and down so that you can breathe strongly and easily while holding on to your object. It can be a chair, it can be a kitchen counter, it can be a bookshelf, it can be a dresser, anything that makes you feel confident that it's not going to fall over and that you're not going to fall over. So that's the first thing. So find your object and come back to me when you've found it. Okay, now you've got your support. Stand in front of it. Hold your shoulders back and down. That means just pull them back and drop them down. That's always going to be the position of our shoulders. Rest your hands on your support object and take a deep breath. What I want you to do is find the stance in your own body that creates the feeling of greatest stability. That may be with your legs far apart. It may be with them closer together. It happens that the closer our feet are to each other, the more unstable we tend to feel. So you may need to have your legs relatively far apart, further than hip distance. So sink into your feet. I want you to feel your feet. What are they doing? I want them to be planted, solid. And then creep up to your knees and have a little micro bend, a little bend in your knees, because we don't want your knees to ever be locked, because we want our muscles to hold us up, not hanging on the bones. So that micro bend is super important in your knees. And then creep up to your hip joints. Loosen your hip joints. I don't want your hip to be jutting out to one side or the other side. Notice what is normal for you, and then let's begin to adjust so that we can create a better posture and a better body form. So what you do is bend at your hips just a little bit, just kind of loosen them up, work them around, whatever, so that you're not hanging on your hip joints. That hurts your bones. So get that stillness and notice what your body's doing. Is it wobbling? Is it trembling? Are your feet moving back and forth? Find the place where you are still. And when you find it, breathe into that stillness. And if you can, let go of your hands, or just rest your fingertips on the edge of your object. I want you to find the most stable, strong power pose that you can and get that into your system. Feel it. This is your strongest point, and this is where we're going to start. Now let's move up the body. We've got the lower body sturdy, so let's creep up by tightening your abdominal muscles, pulling your belly button in towards your spine, tucking your tailbone in, and pulling your pelvic floor up and in, and thinking about the muscles in your abdominal area wrapping around your waist all the way to your spine. All those muscles are what hold you up and keep you strong. Maybe they're not so strong right now. That's okay. We'll get there. If you can imagine them being strong and imagine yourself standing tall and strong and still, we can make it happen. If you work with me, you can make it happen. So now let's move up your body. Press your chest out. Expand your chest. Drop your shoulders down, but pull them back first. Pull them back and then drop them down. This way, your shoulders are not up near your ears. That happens so often that our shoulders come up to our ears and we don't even realize it's happening. So I want you to be aware. Expand your chest with your breath. Pull your shoulders back and down, remembering all the rest of your body at the same time. You can do it. Okay, now come up. A lot of times people tend to walk and stand and sit with a head forward position. Our head is either looking down or our head is forward. Our head goes before our body. This is because our body's attempting to counteract the balance problem. So what I want you to do is pull your head back. Just push it back. Press on your nose and pull it back so that your ears are in line with your shoulders. And then your shoulders are in line with your hips, and your hips with your knees, with those little bends in your hips and the little bends in your knees, and your feet are planted so firmly and strong. And now breathe into that. What is your body doing? What's it doing? Is it wobbling? Stand strong. Hold on as much as you need to. so that you can find that stillness within your body. This might take a while. That's okay. Just stay with it, and you will find that you can be still in this position. This is our starting power pose position. Feel it and be strong. And then we'll go to the next set of exercises. Now that you have that nice, steady, firm pose, and you can feel stillness in your body, I'm going to challenge you a little bit. So I want you to hold on, make sure you're strong and tall and steady with your abdominals pulled in and that really nice form with that micro bend in your knees. I want you to bring your feet a little bit closer together. This will destabilize us just a little bit in a lot of cases. So I want you to find stillness here if you can while you're holding on. Get your feet up under you. You want your legs holding up your body and feeling that strong tree-like feeling in your legs. Breathe into this. Find the stillness, shoulders back and down, head pulled back. Are you trembling? Are you wobbling? Are you swaying back and forth? That's okay. That's where we start. This is the place where we're going to begin doing our strengthening exercises. Going to strengthen the muscles around the hip joints, around the knee joints, and the feet and ankles, because these are the muscles that are important to keeping us up and not falling down. Breathe into this just for a moment. Good. Here we go. Stand up, get your feet under you so that you're strong in that nice firm stance, holding on, shoulders back and down. Begin to shift your weight to your left foot. We're going to do side leg raises. This will strengthen the muscles on the sides of your legs and the sides of your hip joints. Plant that left foot. Make sure that left hip is not jutting out. You've got that nice micro bend in your knee, and hold on as much as you need to. This is fine. Standing up tall and straight, abdominals in. This is always going to be the case, and you're going to get crazy because I'm going to tell you this every single time. It's important. Here we go. Lift that right leg out to the side. Your toes are pointing forward, so that foot is flexed. Hold it there and let it down slowly and controlled. This is the motion. Now we're going to do it 12 times. I'll count for you. Steady on the left foot, holding on. Lift your leg out to the side and down. Out to the side and down. And 3 and down. 4 and down. Breathing. 5 and down. 6 and down. 7, controlled down. 8 and down. Up. 9 and down. Up. 10 and down. 2 more. 11 and down. 12 and down. Now plant that right foot right under you. Get that firm, solid stance. Tucking your tailbone in, pulling your abdominals in, and feeling strong and still as you're holding on. That's good. That's great. Okay, now shift your weight over to your right leg. Feel the leg like a tree. It's a tree with roots going way down into the earth. Have the microbend in your knee. The hip is loose. Stomach's in. Shoulders back and down. Head's pulled back. And you're holding on. This is all good. Now we're going to start the set of lifting the left leg directly out to the side. It doesn't have to go very high, just to the point where you feel it naturally stops. Foot is flexed. Lift it out to the side and down. And 2, and down, and 3, and down. Breathe. 4, down. 5, and down. 6, and down. Up 7, controlled down. And 8, and down. Lift 9, and down. Lift 10, and down. 2 more. Lift 11, and down. And 12, and down. Now settle yourself into that stillness. Get that left foot up under you, standing strong and tall. And we will go on to the next set. I know, we're going to do the same thing again. You can do it. Ready? Okay, shift your weight to the left side. Foot's under you, strong, tall. And begin to lift that right leg out to the side just to the point where it feels like it wants to stop. Foot is flexed. And down. Lift up and down. And 3, and down. 4, and down. Breathe in and down. 6, and down. 7, and down. Lift 8, and down. Up 9, and down. Lift 10, and down. Breathing. Lift 11, and down. And 12, and down. Get that foot under you, feeling strong and still and breathing. Relax just for a second. And then shift your weight to the other side, to the right side. You're going to lift that leg straight out to the left. Foot is flexed. Right leg is planted and strong. Here we go. Lift out to the side and down. And 2, and down. Lift 3. And down. Lift 4, and down. Breathing up and down. And 6, and down. And 7, and down. Lift 8, and down. Breathing up and down. Breathing up and down. And 11, and down, and 12, and down. Wonderful. Next exercise. This is another exercise that's going to strengthen the muscles around our hip joints. We're going to be strengthening the back of the hip joints and the front and the inside. So this exercise will be just like the last one. We'll be doing 2 sets on both sides. To begin, find that still point, just like we've been talking about, with that sturdiness, and your shoulders are back and down, and stand really tall. shift your weight to your left foot, keeping that micro bend in that leg, strong and sturdy, like a tree, holding on. Now begin to lift that right leg straight out behind you. And do not bend your body forward. Stay straight and tall and just lift that right leg behind you. It's not going to go very far, and that's okay. The idea is just to begin to bring awareness and strength into those muscles behind the hip joint. We're going to do it 12 times. Ready? Bring it back to that starting position. Weight is shifted to the left. Lift your right leg straight back and down. And 2 and down. It might not go far. 3 and down. Maybe your toes just touch. 4 and down. 5 and down. 6 and down. Lift 7 and down. 8 and down. You're getting there. 9 and down. Lift 10 and down. And 11 and down. This is it. 12 and down. Good. Get that foot up under you. Make sure you're strong and tall and you haven't been leaning over it all. Hold on. And then shift your weight over to the right leg. Micro bend in the knee. Up straight and tall. And we're going to begin lifting that left leg straight out behind you. It might not go very far. Just make sure your body stays straight and tall. You're not moving the top part of your body, just the leg out behind you. Here we go. Lift 1 and down, out behind you. 2 and down. And 3 and down. Lift 4 and down. Lift 5 and down. Lift 6 and down. And 7 and down. Up 8 and down. Keep breathing. And down. 10 and down. 11 and down. This is it. 12 and down. Get that leg up under you. Find your still point. Make sure you're sturdy and strong and still, and your shoulders are back and down, and your abdominals are pulled in, and you've got that nice strong feeling of plantedness, solidity in your feet. Let's go to the other side. Bring your weight into your left leg and lift that right leg straight out behind you. Ready? Here we go. Lift 1 and down, and 2 and down. Lift 3 and down. 4 and down. 5 and down with control. Lift 6 and down. Lift 7 and down. Lift 8 and down. Lift 9 and down. 2 more. Lift 10 and down. 11 and down. This is it. Lift 12 and down. Now let's go to the other side. You found that still point in your body. Now shift your weight to the right leg. Microbend in your knee, standing tall. Here we go. Lift 1 and down, straight out behind you. Lift 2, and down, standing tall, and down. 4, and down, and 5, and down. Lift 6, and down, breathing, and 7, and down. Lift 8, and down, and 9, and down. Lift 10, and down. 11, and down, and 12, and down. Good job. You've done great. Get a swallow of water if you want to, and just shake it out. Good job. Here we are. We're getting ready to do the third leg raise exercise. This time we're lifting our legs out straight in front of us. So what you're going to need to do is turn towards your right so that your left hand is resting on your object. You're going to be lifting your leg out in front of you, so you're going to need some room. Stand up strong. Get both feet under you just like we've been doing. Stand up straight and tall with the microbends in your knees, and your abdominals are in, and your shoulders are back and down, and your head's pulled back, and that left hand is resting on your object. Lifting the leg out straight in front of you. Keep your toes pointing up to the sky. You can keep that foot flexed. Don't let your toes go out to the side or in. You're going straight up and down for as far as you can. 12 times. Ready? Here we go. Shift your weight to the left leg and lift that right leg straight out in front. Up 1 and down. Lift 2 and down. Up 3 and down. Lift 4 and down. Controlled. 5 and down. Lift 6 and down, breathing. Lift 7 and down. Lift 8 and down. And 9, straight up, straight down. Lift 10 and down. Lift 11 and down, and 12 and down. Get that foot up under you, and now you're going to turn to your left. Rest your right hand on your object. Get your still point stance. Put your weight in your right leg, and we're going to lift that left leg straight out in front of you, toes pointed straight to the ceiling. Ready? Here we go. Lift 1 and down, straight up and down, and 3 and down. Lift 4 and down. Lift 5 and down, and up and down. Lift 7 and down. Lift 8 and down. Up 9 and down. Lift 10 and down. And 11 and down. And 12 and down. Good job. Okay, so now you need to turn your body back to the other side so that your left hand is resting on your object. Your left foot is planted solidly into the ground. Straight, tall, feeling really solid in that left leg. And we're going to lift the right leg straight out in front. Ready? Lift 1 and down. Lift 2 and down, and 3, and down. Lift 4, and down, and 5, and down. Lift 6, and down, and up, and down. Lift 8, and down. Lift 9, and down, and 10, and down. Lift 11, and down, and 12, and down. Good. Last set. Let's turn your body. Rest your right hand on your object. Get that right foot under you. Microbend in your knees, standing straight and tall. And we're going to lift that left leg straight out in front, toes pointed to the ceiling. Ready? Lift 1 and down. Lift 2 and down. Lift 3 and down. Lift 4 and down. And 5 and down. Lift 6 and down. Lift 7 and down. You can do it. 8 and down. Lift 9 and down. And 10 and down. 2 more. And down. And 12 and down. Great! You did 2 sets of all 3 of those exercises. This is fabulous. You're doing good. One more standing exercise. This is going to be calf raises. We need to strengthen our feet and ankles. So stand with both feet under you this time. Your object is straight in front of you and you have both hands resting on it. We've got that nice tall position that we've been talking about so much. Microbend in the knees, tail tucked in, abdominals in, shoulders back and down, and your ears are pulled back, standing really strong. This time we're going to lift up on our toes. Not all the way on your toes, just on the balls of your feet. So just lift your heels up, making sure that your knees don't splay out or turn in. Your legs are staying nice and straight with that little bend still in your knees. You just go straight up and down. A lot of us have a tendency to lean forward in this exercise. Be conscious that you're just moving straight up and straight down. Okay, here we go. 12 times. Ready? Rise up and down. Lift your heels up and down. 3 and down, straight up and down. And 5 and down. Rise up and down. Lift 7 and down. Rise 8 and down. Lift 9 and down. Rise up and down. 11 and down. And 12 and down. Hopefully you stayed just moving straight up and down with that micro bend in your knees. Just rest for one little bit. Take a deep breath here in this nice still point, and we're going to do this 12 more times. Just rising straight up and straight down. Ready? Lift 1 and down. Lift 2 and down. And 3 and down. Whole body up and down. Rise 5 and down. Lift 6 and down. Lift 7 and down. Straight up and down. Lift 9 and down. Lift 10 and down. Breathing up and down. And 12 and down. Yay, you get to sit down now, but the work's not finished. So go find your chair and come back. For this next part of the routine, you're going to need a chair, and it can be a chair with or without arms according to how secure you feel. You're also going to need something that you can squeeze in between your legs, like a pillow or a ball that may be 8 inches in diameter, or a stuffed animal, or just something that you can squeeze your legs together with. So you're going to sit in your chair, straight and tall, and put the pillow or whatever in between your thighs. And what we're going to do is just squeeze that pillow in and out. And this will strengthen the inner thighs. You'll feel it all on the insides of your thighs. It's a simple exercise and it's a small movement, but I think you're going to feel it. So we are going to do 2 sets of 10 this time. Okay, ready? Got your chair sitting up tall. Your feet are planted nice and strong on the ground, and you've got that pillow in between your thighs. And we're going to squeeze that pillow. Squeeze it 1 and release. Squeeze it 2 and release. Press in and release. Press 4 and release. Press 5, hold it, and release. Press 6 and release. Press 7, hold, and release. Press 8, hold, and release. Add 9 and release, and squeeze it in 10 and release. Good. Just relax for a minute. Adjust the pillow or whatever is in between your legs. If you can get your knees together, you don't have to have anything in between your legs, but I recommend that you do have a pillow in between your legs. But if you don't have it and you can do it, that's okay. So let's go for it one more time. Ready? Plant your feet, sitting tall, shoulders back and down, and you can secure yourself by holding onto the arms of your chair if you like. Ready? Squeeze 1, hold, release. And 2 in, hold, and release. Press 3 and release. Press 4 and release. Squeeze in 5 and release. And 6, hold, and release. 7 and release. And 8 and release. And 9 and release. Last one, 10 and release. Good job. We have one more exercise, and it's going to be chair squats. I know that sounds awful, but it's really important that we keep our balance when we get up and down from a chair. So you've got your chair sitting tall. Slide to the edge of the chair, the front edge, like you are going to stand up. Exactly like you're going to stand up. What I want you to do is stand up with awareness. So plant your feet and tighten the quadricep muscles, those muscles on the tops of your thighs. I want you to hinge forward at the hips, so you're leaning a little bit forward, and tighten up your butt muscles and rise up out of the chair. You're rising up out of the chair with balance on both feet and both legs, so that you're not leaning or helping with one leg more than the other. Pay attention to what you're doing. So now you're standing up, and now sit back down in that chair. Lower your body back down, being aware of all the muscles in your legs. That's one. We're going to just do 5 of these, and it's a good practice to do whenever you think about it, rising up out of a chair with attention and awareness and balance. Ready? Here we go. Rise up and sit back down. Tighten your legs, lean forward, rise up, and sit back down. This is 3. Tighten and rise up and down. Think about rising up. Think up, rise up, and down. That was the last exercise. Good job.
To learn more about BlindAlive and to order our products, visit us on the web at www.blindalive.com. While you're there, check out our blog and podcast. Finally, like us on Facebook and check us out on Twitter at BlindAlive